So, what if I told you that the real secret to success in life has almost nothing to do with your talent or your technical skills? Today, we're cracking open one of the most legendary books ever written, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, and we're going to distill its most powerful lessons for you in just about 5 minutes.
Now, get this. This book first hit the shelves way back in 1937. Just let that sink in for a second. We live in a world that is just flooded with new advice, new life hacks, new everything. So why is it that a book that's nearly a century old still outsells almost everything else? What is its secret?
Well, that's exactly what we're here to do. We're going to unpack the core secrets that give this book such incredible, long-lasting power.
And it all starts with a really surprising discovery about what actually makes people successful in the first place.
Researchers with the Carnegie Foundation actually uncovered this exact number, 85%. So what in the world does it represent?
Well, what they found was kind of mind-blowing. Only about 15% of a person's financial success comes from their technical knowledge, the stuff they learned in school. The other whopping 85%, that comes down to what Carnegie called human engineering. It's your personality, your ability to lead people, to express your ideas, and to get others excited. Bottom line, your people skills are your single greatest asset, period.
Okay, so with that in mind, Carnegie's very first rule for handling people is all about a simple, hard truth. As the old saying goes, if you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive.
Let me tell you about a guy named Two Gun Crowley. He was a notorious cop killer who led police on a massive manhunt through New York City. And yet, when he was finally cornered, bleeding out, this is what he wrote. He literally saw himself as a kind, gentle person who was just a victim of circumstance.
And think that's a one-off? Not even close. Al Capone, maybe the most ruthless gangster in American history, he didn't see himself as a bad guy either. No, he genuinely believed he was a public benefactor who was just misunderstood and unappreciated for all his hard work.
So here's the point. If cold-blooded criminals don't blame themselves for anything, what chance do you have with the ordinary people you interact with every day? The hard reality is that 99 times out of 100, people don't criticize themselves, no matter how wrong they might be. Criticism is just futile. It puts people on the defensive, it wounds their pride, and it only ever creates resentment.
Even Abraham Lincoln had to learn this lesson the hard way. After General Meade let the enemy army escape at Gettysburg, Lincoln was absolutely furious. He sat down and wrote this blistering, scathing letter, but he never sent it. He realized in the end it would accomplish nothing. It would only make Meade defensive and bitter. It was an incredible lesson in self-control.
And that brings us right to Carnegie's first and arguably most famous principle. If you want to deal with people effectively, you have to stop criticizing, condemning, and complaining.
Okay, so if we're not supposed to criticize, what should we be doing instead? Well, this is where we get to the single biggest secret for actually influencing people.
Just think for a second. What do we all want out of life? Sure, we want health, we want food, sleep, money, the basics. But according to Carnegie, there is one deep, gnawing hunger that is almost never satisfied in most people's lives, and that is the desire to feel important. The great philosopher William James put it perfectly. And look at the word he used. He didn't call it a wish or a desire. No, he called it a craving. It is a fundamental, powerful human hunger. And if you can be the person who satisfies that craving in others, you will hold incredible influence.
So, how does this actually work in the real world? Let's talk about Charles Schwab. He was one of the very first people in American history to earn a salary of over $1 million a year. That's more than $3,000 a day back when there wasn't even an income tax.
So why was he paid all that money? Was he a steel genius? Nope. Schwab said it himself. His greatest asset, the thing he was paid for, was his ability to arouse enthusiasm in people. And his secret was dead simple. The way to get the best out of anyone is through appreciation and encouragement.
This is how he put it into action. Instead of constantly looking for faults, he was eager to praise. Now think about that. Most of us do the complete opposite, right? If we don't like something, we're quick to complain. But if we do like it, we usually say nothing at all. Schwab did the reverse.
All right, so let's boil all of this down into a super simple two-part playbook that you can literally start using the second this is over.
Here it is. It's that simple. Rule number 1, stop criticizing. It just doesn't work. It only creates resentment. And rule number 2, start satisfying that deep human craving to feel important. Give honest, sincere appreciation. Arouse enthusiasm in other people by being, like Schwab said, hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise.
You know, Carnegie always insisted that this wasn't just a book to be read, he called it an action book. These principles mean nothing if you don't actually use them. So the real question is for you. Who in your life, at your job, in your family, could really use a little less criticism and a whole lot more appreciation? Who are you going to try this on first?